Hello everyone, this is Jed Schlackman, and in this video I'm going to be speaking in relation to a topic currently in the news and its connection to the field of holistic mental health. This is the story that's happened this week with the shooting in El Paso, Texas. There was a young man who was arrested as a suspect in that shooting named Patrick Crusius, and doing a little bit of reading on the internet about this story, there was an article I found in the Daily Beast which referred to the father of the suspect and his background as a holistic mental health counselor. So this individual, who's the father, actually does a number of therapies that I myself am also trained in and practice and apply. So I'm going to share a little bit of information about those holistic healing approaches. I don't really know more about that family other than what I read online in those articles. But for those that want to research or look up more about this online, you can do so. The name of Patrick's father is John Bryan Crusius. That's John, John, Bryan, Bryan, and he has a website for his practice, which is in the Dallas, Texas area. It's Infused Being Therapy and Counseling. And you could read there where he describes the different types of therapies that he uses primarily to help clients or patients who are dealing with traumatic stress and addictions. For those that are dealing with those types of mental health challenges, this holistic body, mind, spirit approach is very beneficial. It's really one of the best ways to help people dealing with those challenges to really work on all levels of their being. So Bryan Crusius, he goes by the name Bryan professionally, is a licensed professional counselor, which in Texas would be the equivalent of the state license that I have in Florida as a licensed mental health counselor. And the alternative or holistic types of therapies that he practices includes sound healing. He does singing bowl meditations similar to what I do at singing bowls. He also practices emotional freedom technique, a form of energy psychology that I've also studied. He's a practitioner and instructor for quantum touch, which is a form of hands-on or hands in the aura type of energy healing. That's something that I've also studied in addition to my Reiki training. And he's a practitioner of theta healing, also known as DNA theta healing, which is kind of a hybrid form of spiritual healing and energy psychology developed by Viana Stabal. So these are all things that I myself have studied and explored and in some way integrated into my approach to holistic healing. And it was a very surprising discovery to see that the father of the suspect in that shooting was someone who does offer this type of holistic, spiritually oriented healing, really helping a lot of people with those resources. So we don't really know what the story is with that family, with his son, with what actually happened with the shootings. So I'm sure that there's a lot more information that will come out about that in the coming weeks, whether it's through the mainstream media or alternative media. We don't really know all the details of what went on there. But for those that are curious about these healing modalities, I'll share a little bit about them now. First, in regards to sound healing, the singing bowls are a very valuable, helpful tool to help produce harmonious sound waves, which can help relax the nervous system, which can help relieve stress and tension that we're carrying either physically or energetically. So it's used a lot with group meditations as well as individual meditation. I've met a lot of people who like to listen to sound recordings of singing bowls to help them meditate or help them fall asleep. So this is a very safe, soothing method of providing stress relief or relaxation. Another one of the modalities that Mr. Crucius was providing is emotional freedom technique, also called EFT or tapping. Gary Craig is the originator of that specific form of energy psychology, although he actually developed it from existing energy field-based psychology therapies that were developed even before he came along. So he's not the creator of energy psychology per se, but he created this specific system called emotional freedom technique, which focuses on tapping on points related to our acupuncture meridians at the same time that you're repeating some type of an affirmation and doing other mental exercises that help link or connect the left and right brain hemisphere, connecting the conscious and subconscious to help release energy blocks in your system, to release what you could say are old negative types of subconscious programs, and to input or embrace positive types of subconscious programming. There are a lot of books out now about EFT and tapping, a lot of websites, so you can each research that further. It is a valuable healing tool. Another method or healing modality that this gentleman was using is quantum touch. As I mentioned, quantum touch is a form of energy healing with the hands, quite similar in many respects to Reiki, although quantum touch doesn't require learning symbols. It doesn't involve an attunement or initiation type procedure such as the one that's used in Reiki. So it's a little more of a general, basic, in a sense, approach to energy healing that's not connected to a particular culture or historical tradition. And the last healing modality that is described there that Crucius practices is theta healing. Theta healing is a little more challenging to fully summarize or describe, since it brings together multiple aspects or multiple sub-practices in a sense. The reason it's called theta healing is because the practitioners are taught to use meditative practices to bring themselves into a state that correlates with theta brain waves. The theta brain waves are a frequency range that's correlated with deep meditation. So when you're in that deeper meditative state, you're better able to access different aspects of your consciousness, different forms of energy and visualization and things of that nature. So it helps open you up more to practice spiritual and intuitive healing. And it also helps you access subconscious beliefs. Part of the theta healing technique is actually similar to energy psychology methods like EFT, where you're releasing or reprogramming things in the subconscious mind. So there are kinesiology-based exercises where you're communicating with the subconscious to see what subconscious beliefs are present and to help the person align with more desirable subconscious beliefs, beliefs that are more healthy and empowering. Theta healing or DNA theta healing is also designed to use the power of your intention and visualization or imagination to shift things in your energy field and in your consciousness, not just for yourself but for others. So there's a psychic and intuitive element to some of those practices. There are even aspects of theta healing that are meant to facilitate giving forms of psychic or intuitive readings where you're connecting with spiritual guidance or the Akashic records, things of that nature. So it's kind of this catch-all system or approach to healing which works on multiple levels, on a genetic level, on a soul level, on an energetic level, and so on. So these are some healing modalities that many people are using with a lot of great success, both for physical and psychological health concerns. And people that practice holistic healing, whether it's in the mental health field or as physicians of some kind in the physical healing arts, will be attracted to many of these types of modalities, and they use them because they find that they're effective. And you'll find many of the clients and patients reporting wonderful results from having experienced these healing practices or approaches. So I commend anyone who is seeking to apply these healing methods. And for those that are interested in holistic mental health, you are welcome to visit my website, where I include information on many of those different techniques. And you can find out more about my own healing sessions on that page. It's phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. It's unfortunate that this topic had to be brought up by this occurrence of someone carrying out a mass shooting. And for those that are survivors of traumatic events, such as those events where people are seriously injured or killed, or natural disasters or other events that in some way disturb your sense of safety and security, body, mind, spirit approaches are very valuable, since they can help bring about more harmony, more calmness and peace on each of these different levels. For right now, I'd like to wish each of you a wonderful day. Namaste.